Friends, family, fans, we are back for another goddamn episode of Back 9 Bets, episode 117, maxing out in Mexico, baby. And as always, we've got my co-host of Fantasy Golf Degenerates sitting, looking rather snug over there on that wonderful sex couch of his. Kenny, what's cooking?
I'm prepared for the worst.
Prepared for the worst.
It is election day. If you're watching this right now live, kudos to you.
Yeah, exactly. We appreciate those of you that actually care about some substantial stuff that can make you some money. We're having a good time. Anthony's in the house. We are rocking and rolling. We're going to provide you guys with some underdog plays over here. Use code Mayo. Get yourself up to your $1,000 deposit bonus for your efforts. All right, Kenny, let's start off with yours, and then we'll get to mine. I've got return. All right, brother.
You got a what?
I've got a 9x return for myself.
Okay.
For my guy. Let me just take a nice screenshot of this. This is
so I got a 3-man pick'em that I'm going to roll with. First one's going to be Matty Schmid, higher than 5.5 birdies. When you look at Schmid, 67 or better in 8 of his last 12 rounds, right? Averaging 5.8 birdies a round in those 12 rounds. The guy's on fire, a couple of top fives in a row, top five, and a really strong beginning at the Black Desert, which you made this a comp course for. So I like him over 5 or higher than 5.5 birdies. Rico Hui, higher than 5.5 birdies. Also, one of the top 10. In his few, he doesn't have as many starts as everyone else, but top 10 this season in first round scoring. Last 4 first rounds, 67, 64, 67, 68, averaging 5.8 birdies in his last 8 rounds. Again, this is an easy peasy course. If these guys are averaging 5.8 birdies in their last 2 or 3 events, hopefully they can keep it going. And it shouldn't be that difficult to get 7, 8 birdies on this course this week. Now, my lower is tough because it is a birdie fest, but I'm going to stick to that strategy. You could also go ahead and do higher, like maybe 4 bagger, but then it's just so much more risk adding that extra. And you don't really get that much more of a boost. Like the boost coming, like the big boost coming, like in the 3-man parlay, the 5-man pick'em, the 7, every odd one, you get like substantial increases. The even ones you don't get as much. At least that's what it used to be. I'd have to double check on that. Again, this is when I started playing about 5 months ago. 6 months ago is when I sort of caught on to this. So I'd have to double check again, but so I'm going to stick with the lower here because I think it's just going to be too difficult to get 4 right. It's just something in my head. I like 3s, so I'm going lower for Tom Hoge. He's just been horrible. He's lost 8 strokes total in his last 2 events. He made the cut at the Zozo, but there was no cut. Missed the cut before. He's been playing like ass. He's been sort of mid in the first round. Hasn't shot better than 69 in round 1 in 13 starts. So 13 round ones, his best score has been 69. Right. So I'm hoping that, he gets maybe 5 birdies, right?
He's a slow starter for sure.
But
I agree.
That's what I'm hoping with Hoagie.
Yeah.
This pays out almost 6, I guess. I'm only putting $50 on it. But hopefully it'll be good for the week because this is so I withdraw a lot of money all the time whenever I'm more than 800. So in the last 2 weeks, I've lost the 800. I'm down to my last $50.
Okay, this is it, baby.
So I didn't want to put more money in until it was all gone, right?
Yes.
But I think that's something that's a good strategy here as well. Once you reach a certain threshold, withdraw everything up until that threshold. So mine's $800. So anytime I'm over $800, I withdraw it all and just leave myself $800. And that usually will last me 2 events. And it's lasted me the last 2. It will probably last me a little bit less because I've actually hit both of those, but I had a partial. So I lost like half my payout. So I actually lost both of those, and then I did some stupid like football ones.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to stop doing that.
A little degenerate action.
Well, this was like the first week I've ever done football. Pat on his show has just been fucking crushing.
Yeah,
right?
he's been great.
He's been. If you need to go follow, he's been fucking destroying it.
Yeah.
And so like I always tail the wrong ones. Like I'll tail one,
everyone,
and then like the next one will hit, and then I'll tail another, and then like 2 later will hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that shit's been pissing me off.
But, I know, dude. It can get tilting. You got to just stick with the program, otherwise it can get out of control.
So the goal this week is to not deposit. So I got to win round 1 because my last $50.
Let's go, baby. We'll all right. So here's mine, Kenny. I've got Rico Hoey, same as you. So now I went with a bit of a different strategy. I went with strokes versus birdies. I figured this course is going to be super easy to get to 68. That's 4 birdies, with no bogeys. So I think his magic number was 5 birdies. So it's a weird strategy. Maybe there's a blow-up hole, but I figured on this kind of course, the blow-up holes aren't that significant. You know what I'm saying? So I went with the strokes. So I went with Rico under 68.5, bitch-ass Botits for a 68 over there, which he leads this field in strokes gained in round 1.
Yeah, he's one of the best round 1 players out there.
Yeah. And then Charlie Hoffman as well. I think Charlie's 4 of his last 5 have all been 68 or better. Or maybe I think there's a 69 involved there too. But either way, this guy's been crushing round 1. And Cooch, I looked last year, to shoot a 68, you need to gain a stroke on the field. And Cooch has been averaging like 0.1 strokes in round 1. He's also a slow starter over the last few weeks. So he's my negative correlation guy. I'm going lower than 5.5 birdies with Cooch. Did you see that tweet I put out there about Cooch's par 5 scoring? He used to be dominant, man. Now he's like worst in the tour for some reason.
The thing about that is like, what is it like? 0.3? 0.2? 0.2. So that's basically a stroke per round.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. That is a stroke per round. Almost 0.8 strokes. Yeah. I don't know. It just could have been just a couple of bad weeks.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like,
we'll see though.
You get like a couple of 8s in there by accident.
You
know what I'm saying? Like that's it.
No, I'm with you. Yeah. So this gets you to about 9x. This is a big boy. So I got Kenny depositing for me. This is my first time we're going to be rocking and rolling here. So we've got some actual skin in the game. I can't be giving out these picks and not having.
I think that's against the rules, so we probably shouldn't say that again.
We don't do that. I'm just joking. Kenny is just playing it for himself.
Yes.
Tailing my suggestions.
Yes,
there we go.
Yes.
Okay. So Kenny, as you get out of here, first round leader questions. We have first round leader thoughts. Have you got anyone in particular you're thinking about?
Dude, I had some names like Stevens, Huey. There was a couple of more. I was thinking about this last night big time, and I was like, wait, should I bet all of these guys? Why don't you go over your thoughts, and I can find out who they are. Give me a second.
I love Cameron Young as first round leader. He's obviously the chalk of the town. But if you want to go Bo Hassler at 40, I don't mind that at all for a first round leader bang. He is 40 pretty much everywhere. So I'd probably just go with him as my main guy. I think that's where I want to go. Maybe some Jonathan Vegas action and Rico at 50, 50, and 40. So I'll go with those 3 guys.
Stevens, Huey, Toasty down there. I forget what number. Norlander. Those are some guys down there that I think would be not the worst to go after when it comes down to it. I think maybe like a Wilson Furr if you're going like, or a Higo if you're going deep like 160 to 180 to 1 with Furr and Higo. I like the Norlander one at 60 also.
I'm seeing 80s out here on FanDuel and wherever else this is. So there's some nice big numbers over there. And then in the Far Canal saying Cam Champ. I love Cam Champ as well. He's 90 to 1 over at some random book. There's 80s and 70s as well. So Cam Champ, Henrik Norlander, and then the 40-50 boys. We're going to go Jonathan Vegas for me, and we're going to go Bo Hassler, and Maddie Schmidt. I like those for my 5. So let's go, baby. All right, Kenny, let's get you out of here. Enjoy the rest of your evening, my brother. I will
hopefully not vomit while watching the selection coverage. We'll see
Yes.
how it goes. I'll have it on the stop. I'll have it on the bottom TV. I have leads on top. So
nice.
There we go.
Awesome stuff.
All right, guys.
All right,
Take it
guys.
easy.
Catch you later. Bye. All right, folks. Kenny's out of here. Thank you for tuning in. As always, this Back 9 Bets, episode 117. Maxing out in Mexico, baby. I forgot to get the Phoebe cam up there, but she is cruising behind over here. And yes, Kevin, I know exactly what you're talking about. That California grass is definitely on the golf course. You know, we're breaking all the rules over here. So let's see. All right. Got Mike in the house. What's going on? Yeah, F Cooch, dude. We don't need no Cooch in the hooch. We're going to rock and roll against him this week. I know when he's in Mexico, things get a little rough for him anyway. So awesome stuff. Always nice to have Kenny on here breaking down some underdog stuff over there. Use code Mayo for your deposit up to 1,000 smackaronis. All right, folks, we've got some outrights. We've got some placements. We've got some questions. You guys can load those up for the rest of the day. Let's do this thing, man. So I did an overlay that I used for a different thing, and now it's looking all goofy, and I'm hiding myself out of the way there. Okay. We're trying some new stuff over here. Okay. All good in the hood. Let's get this zoomed in a little bit for y'all. And then we start going over here. So for those of you that haven't listened to any of those stuff I've said so far this week, we have a few comp courses that I'm kind of focusing in on this week as well. They are TPC Craig Ranch. They are the Black Desert Championship. They are Congaree Golf Course and Vedanta Vallarta. So my favorite part about it being the Black Desert last week is we can go right over here to the end of the model, which, by the way, is available to you at rotoballer.com. Use code MANIAC, link in the description below, and you can find it. You can use this model. It's out there in a Google Docs form, exactly what's going on over here. You can use yourself. So we're going to go to the Black Desert Championship here and sort by smallest to largest and find ourselves some guys that played nicely there. And we got Lucas Glover. We've got Kevin Streelman, Maddie Schmidt, played fantastic golf over there. I mean, he's had 3 consecutive top 16 finishes. Yeah, the 3M had a 12, playing some good golf. Harris English, Joe Highsmith. We got some Smiths and Englishes over here. Henrik Norlander. This guy is grooving, folks. He's been playing some solid golf. And then Nick Hardy finished himself inside the top 10 over there. So we don't have any guys that finished second or first in the field from that tournament, but we are going to rock and roll regardless. So let's get back to our normal rankings, get along with the show ya, and start chatting about some bets, baby. So number 1 in the model is Max Griesemann. How is the actual visibility of these guys? Can you see nicely yet? We can also make this a bit smaller. You know, I'm always conscious of what you guys can see. So we've got some nice weighted totals. We've got all our other stuff over here. Exactly. Let's cook with some gas now, baby. All right, starting off the show. Right off the top rope, we're going to go Max Griesemann plus 2,800, 28-1 over at Bet365. There's a 22-1 there that's boosted. If you want that kind of stuff, I think there's 19s for just win only. The 28-1 includes 3 places. So it means that you take the 28, you divide it by 5, and that's what your payout will be for a top 3 as well. But the reason it's such a nice number at 28-1 is because you have to bet the 3 places each way. So as a result of that, you're getting a nice number, but they're hooking you in for that second deposit of cash there. So just putting that out there, it's not a random number because you have to have the 3 places involved. They have all sorts of different odds for different sides of places, top 5s, top 8s, all of that kind of stuff. So if you don't want to bet Max Griesemann at 19-1, I would also bet him for a top 5 at plus 350 out there for tires paid in full. He has been finishing inside the top 2 in 3 of his last few starts. 3 of his last 4 have been a freaking second place finish. This guy is flirting with a W in a big way. It is fantastic. And his upside is phenomenal. I mean, look at this top 20 to top 5 ratio. He's almost finishing inside the top 5 as often as he is finishing inside the top 20. Potentially that can go a little sideways every now and then. You never freaking know. But we like Max Griesemann at 28-1, 19-1 to win only, 22-1 over at Bet365 boosted. We've got all sorts of weird numbers. It's a weird week. You have to line shop if you're looking for some of the best metrics. We like Griesemann. Why do we like Griesemann? Well, he is one of the best putters in the field. If we cruise over to this side of the things, he's been putting really nicely. He's inside the top 10 putting. He's inside the top 10 for ball striking. This golf course, we are not looking for anything to do with strokes gained around the greens because they hit 90% of these fairways. They're going to be hitting 80% of these greens. It's going to be a very, very putt-intensive situation. So you're looking for good ball strikers and you're looking for guys that can make putts. Griesemann's 33rd in strokes gained around the green in this field of 120 people. That's fine. I don't care. Like, as you see here, there's a lot of guys at the top of the model with really crappy around the green numbers. Why is that, you may ask? Well, we haven't included any strokes gained around the greens in our metrics for this week. So Diddley Squat is going to be over there. We're rocking with just ball strikers. We're just rocking with putters. So he's been playing some great golf, and he checks the two very big boxes that we want. I love what he's up to. Got mediocre distance, very solid off the tee accuracy-wise. I think he's going to be just fine navigating these very wide fairways. So Max Griesemann, if you want to grab him for a top 5 at plus 350, go ahead and do that. We've also got him at a 28-1 over at Bet365. Let's go, baby. All righty. Let's see if we don't even have him in yet. All right. So we got a Tom Hoge T20 at a plus 130 for our next bet. So Tom Hoge right over here, plus 130 for a T20. He is our T20 guy. Between him and Keith Mitchell, they have been stellar in this top 20 market. They've lost you money in every other market, but they're still profitable overall. So this is exactly what we're kind of looking for from the big Hogster at plus 4. He's won you $450 in the top 20 market if you're betting to win 100 every single time he tees it up. So that is good to see. He's finishing inside the top 20 about 1 in every 3 starts. It's been a little rocky the last little while. Finished 7th at the 40 net though. And then the Zozo and the Shriners, we had some bad weather wave and then just played shit in Japan. So I like Hogia in particular because he is the second best ball striker or iron player in this field, third best ball striker, 40th in strokes gained around the greens. So that's not a problem at all. We don't mind that because Hoagie can make some putts, top 30 in this field, and he's a great iron player. So we're getting his biggest weakness out of the equation. We've got irons, putts, baby. Just go out there, range golf, make the birdies, finish inside the top 20. I like this venue for Hoagie. He has been really, really good to us in this top 20 market, and we are going to try and go back to him there at even bigger than plus money. We got plus 130 over there for a top 20. So go ahead, knock a Tom Hoagie top 20 bet out of the park for us, friend. Let's go, baby. All right, next up, we've got Keith Mitchell for a top 20 as well, and he is plus 110. Keith Mitchell is the exact same thing as Tom Hoagie. On the Fantasy Golf Degenerate Show, we showed you that nice chart. It's pinned to my profile. Go check it out. Keith Mitchell, Tom Hoagie, the only two guys chilling way in the right-hand side of the corner over there. In fact, you know what? I'll just show you guys because we want to emphasize this kind of incredible play that these two dudes have been up to. I'm going to just quickly pull up this thing for y'all. Look at this. All right. So as you can see, look at this. Keith Mitchell and Tom Hoagie. This is for top 20 bets. There's got $1 down at the bottom. So the x-axis is dollars returned. This is $400 right here. And then the strokes gained. So there's guys that gain strokes that still lose you in the top 20 market. They just consistently finding themselves just outside the top 20, even though they're gaining strokes during those periods of time. Keith Mitchell, Tom Hoagie, this is exactly where they thrive. They are fantastic in the top 20 markets. Look at these two dudes, all on their own right over here. So we love that about Keith. I think I pulled this up for him as well. Oh, that's Griesemann stuff. All good. So we want to see Keith Mitchell inside the top 20 at plus 110. We're going to him. He's our guy. He's been crushing in this market as well, even more profitable than Tom Hoagie. What's Keith been up to the last little while? Top 20. Lost the Sanderson Farms in a big, big way. Got bailed out at the Black Desert after losing, a tough L there. I think he pretty much threw the Sandersons away and then got blown away at the Shriners, where he's just never played well ever before either. So I think we can expect him to do some better stuff. Finished 38th here last year. He's driving the ball fantastic. I think if we take a look at his around the green stuff, it's actually better. His putting is the one that lets him down, but T20 can get you there with the ball striking. So we are totally okay with that. Keith Mitchell, top 20, plus 110, ties paid in full. Find yourself a good number on the Cashmere Keith Mitchell guy. Woo! Let's have a sip here, friends. Let's have a sip. We're cooking with gas right now. We are cooking with gas. Alrighty. In fact, we are cooking with so much gas. Let's do a little trivia. Let's go ahead and find the person who has returned the most money. Well, let's go with the least. The least money in the top 20 markets. So basically, as always, we're going with betting to win $100 in this field. No people, no Ricky Fowlers, no Jordan Spieths. They're not in this field. We're looking for guys who are in this field who have lost you the most money in the top 20 market. First person to send in the comments gets the correct answer. I will figure out a way to get you the model. Maybe I'll even give you guys my email address, then you can just email me, then I can send it to you right away like that. That might be the way we are going. So we've got Cardonal saying it's Maverick McNeely. I don't even know who it is yet. Let me filter on it and check it out. Oh, baby. Maverick McNeely, I think, is actually a guy we've always been targeting for the top 20 market. So no, not Mav. Not Maverick McNeely, friends. Send those comments in. It's a guy, and I will give you a little clue, in the $7,000 range. He's in the 7K range, and he's lost us $503. He's been the least profitable dude in this field by a long way. He's lost us over $1,000 every single field win he's lost. T5, T10, he's lost us money. So I need questions. I need suggestions from you people. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Otherwise, Falcon, I was just going to win this damn thing by default, friends. We're looking for the guy that's lost us the least amount of money in the 7K range. No, Joanne, we were just doing Tom Hoagie for a top 20 because he's won us $450. Remember, he's our guy. It's not Burger, and you guys can rapid fire now. We are a little slow. We need to get your keyboard warriors going and rocking and rolling. It's not Scam Smith, the Scamron Young. He's close though. He is in fourth, so we have a clubhouse leader for someone that actually got close to the top 5. But he's in the 7K range, friends. He's a little Canadian, if you know what I'm saying. So not the Scam. It's not Hoagie. It's not Burger. It's not McNeely. It's not Smalley. Smalley is definitely a consideration at $277 lost, but he is not one of them. This guy's lost us over $5,000 in the top 20 market. $7,000 price range. Not Silverman, but you're getting closer now. That's a Canadian. We got another Canadian. It's not Eckroat. It's not Taylor. Come on, folks. Canadian. If you're a Bible basher, if you know the Bible, he features in the Genesis, I believe. This man. He's hooked up to Eve, friends. Come on now. Come on now. We need you to get you. I'm not giving this thing away for free. You got to give me the right answer. We're looking for Eve's husband, people. There we go. Boom chakalaka. Chris Lewis coming in hot. Chris, if you have X, hit me up on X in the DMs. I will send you the model because we've got Adam Svensson at the top here. Look at this dude. He's finished inside the top 20 18% of the time. It's been pretty rough, though. He's lost $1,000 overall. $503 that he's lost us in the T20 market for Adam Svensson. Pretty brutal stuff. Pretty brutal stuff. So it hasn't been good. What's he been up to the last little while? He's actually got a few top 20s that salvaged some responsibilities back there, but it's not been good for a hot minute. Congrats, my man. Hit me up on X if you have that. I know. I know. What are you guys doing? What are you guys up to? You guys are way behind you. Aye. So I think Cameron Champ is also a great consideration too. He's right over here too. So there's two Camerons right in the mix. There's Cam Champ at minus, almost losing us $300 in that department. So awesome stuff. I appreciate you guys jumping in on that. No, we were running hot there, rattling through bets. Had to feel like we give you guys some love in return. Okie dokie. Let's get this model rocked back up to the top here, figuring out where we want to go. All right. I have my guy. Where is he on this list of mine? I don't think I even put him down yet. Where the hell? I did hardly any of these things. Okay. JJ Spawn is our next guy. Plus 240 for a top 10. Let's go to JJ. He is being pretty darn good in this market. And it's the only market he's been profitable in. He's returned us $135 in that world. He's lost you money in the top 20. He's lost you money in the top 5. It's been rough. But we've got a nice little 5% edge over here. Odds are saying it happens 29% at plus 240. JJ Spawn finishes inside the top 10 25% of the time. And I've ramped up the exponentializer, the multiplier this week for some edges because this is a smaller field at 120 people, and it's a very weak field. So the guys that have played well should have the upper hand on the people in this field. If we take a look at what JJ's been up to, we got a 3rd at the Wyndham, a 9th at the 3M, and a 6th at the Zozo. Some really decent finishes over here. We were on him at the Shriners. He was inside the top 10 pretty much most of the goddamn tournament, and then just shit it down his leg on Sunday to finish 34th. So he's been in the mix. We kind of didn't go back to him at the Zozo, unfortunately, but he's playing some good golf. If we take a look at his stats the last little while, the ball striking has been freaking fantastic. 12th in the field. We love that. Around the greens, he's ass. So we're going to remember, don't have too much to deal with that. He's going to hit tons and tons of greens. Now the putter, we wish it was a bit better, but again, he seems to have figured it out the last little while. If we actually go over to JJ, here's Charlie Hoffman's recent round ones, by the way. Look at this. Just a whole slew of sub 69 rounds. So we really like that for the Hoffman. But let's go over and take a look at JJ Spawn's stuff quickly. I think his putter has been, there's no real part of his game that's actually done significant work. It's just overall. Like you're just going to see a sea of green over here, kind of like the Jets leaving the stadium at halftime. Jets fans, I'm talking about you. But look at this. There's nothing really outside of the last week at the Zozo where he gained 3 strokes on approach. He's just been solid everywhere. The Shriners, look at this. He lost 4 strokes at the Shriners to just completely melt down in round 4. Shot a 73, one of his worst rounds in the last forever. So he's playing some good golf. Tee to green, he's just stacking them up. The approach play is solid. He's doing some good stuff. We're going to go to JJ at plus 250 for a top 10, baby. Let's go. Plus 240, sorry. Nice little edge there for us. JJ Spawn is our guy. All righty. Moving on down the board, we have Matty Schmidt, friends, and we're going to be betting this guy. We are going to be betting Matty Schmidt at plus 3,000 over at Bet365. Wonderful number. I think it's one of the best on the markets. There's 25 to 1s out there. He just jumps up. That's win only. We're going to also be betting him for a top 5 at BetMGM for plus 500. So we like that because it's basically an each way that pays tires in full, and we're getting 5 to 1 on those odds because if he gets close, we want to capitalize on that. And in fact, he's not actually that far off. At Bet365, he's plus 475. If we change this to plus 500, we don't have an edge where we had a negative 1% edge at plus 475. So we are now, we can technically say we have a mini edge at 0%. He's returned us $118 in this top 5 market, friends. So he's been crushing the top 5s. He's actually been playing some really solid golf this week. And we'll take a peek at his recent form. It's been scintillating. We've got a 12th at the 3M, a 26th at the Olympics, 16th at the Sandersons, 5th at the Black Desert Championship, and 3rd at the Shriners. If he can get his 3rd round stuff figured out, we're looking damn good. But he typically thrives in round 4, so he needs, because he bounces back from a crappy Saturday. So we need to figure out how he's going to go about that. He's a damn good, solid long iron player too, gaining 35th most strokes in that department, hits a lot of good shots from far out, plus 200. He is hitting good shots the 11th most of the time. So got tons and distance off the tee at this golf course. Accuracy deficiencies aren't that big of a deal with these big fairways. And the biggest, bestest, most beautifulest part about this guy's game, take a look at this. He's 100th in the field in strokes gained around the green. Doesn't matter. If you're going to be hitting irons that are the 35th best in the field, you're going to be hitting tons and tons of greens. You're going to be hitting tons and tons of fairways. We're not going to be chipping. You're going to be putting. So we've got 13th best ball striking and the 26th best putter. And then we've got someone that has been playing some great golf. We've got a 16th, a 5th, and a 3rd rolling into that at a great course fit, solid number, top 5 for him at plus 500. We're going to go to him for a winner as well at 30-1 over at Bet365, friends. Let's freaking go. Matty freaking Schmidt. He's our guy. He's our guy. I think we're going to rock and roll with this guy. He has to win this week for us. He's been finishing inside the top 5 quite nicely, being a very profitable golfer for you if you bet him in pretty much every single market. Maybe he can get it together for us this week with the win. Love the course fit. Do like him in DFS as well. So we'll go to him there for sure. All right. Next up is going to be the glove man himself, Lucas Glover, who, by the way, is the top 20 king of this field as well, or we can call him a prince behind Mitchell and Hoagie. Old glove man, take a look at what he's been up to. The 40net, he finished 13th. The Sandersons, he finished 3rd. The Black Desert Championship, finished 3rd. So we are looking some good form in the face at the glove, and it's looking very appetizing. Now, he struggles to get off to a good start. 78th in the field in round 1 scoring. Not ideal, but he's starting to play some good golf. Typically thrives when he makes the weekend on Sundays. That looks good over there. I think if you take a look at what Glover's been up to around the green play, again, he's not the best putter ever, but he leads the field in approach play. 5th in the field in strokes gained ball striking. Love that. And one of his worst parts of his game is around the green. That's completely nullified at this golf course. And if we go and take a look at why he's been playing well lately, it's kind of scary. I think I was actually looking it up earlier, and he gained 13 and a half strokes at the Black Desert Championship on approach. I went and took a look at my database over here. Look at that freaking ball striking entering this week. I mean, he's averaging 2.5 strokes on approach per round. So he's 16 strokes, 19 strokes gained. What on earth is that about? That's insane. So, yeah, we're looking damn good for Old Glover. So he's almost shy of 20 strokes gained in the last 2 tournaments on approach. And there were 13 of them gained last time he teed it up. Look at this putter. Disgusting stuff. And that was just early on at the Black Desert. I think, he was starting to find his groove a little sooner. We can hope and pray that the top 20 number still comes through regardless of the putter. The ball striking is going to be there regardless. So that's the nice thing about betting him top 20 is if the putter does take a shit like it did at the freaking Black Desert, that top 20 is still looking good for us at plus 130 over at Bet365 in a big, big way. So let's see what we can do. Also, folks, hit that like button for me, please. Comment in the comments if you don't mind once this ends. Just tell me how nice you enjoyed the show once the show ends, because then other people will kind of find the thing too. Use code MANIAC if you're in the mood to find these kind of things. You can find my model. You can find all my bets, all my articles over at rotoballer.com. You can get all of that if you use code MANIAC. Save yourself 10% today. I would appreciate that. Also, Pat Mayo says, please hit the subscribe button over here on Mayo Media. He's done a wonderful thing having me on the channel. Please let's show him some love for having your boy over here. All right. Now that that's behind us, let's take a look at our next guy. And I think we've only got 2 more bets. And I think someone in the chat asked us about thoughts for Hayden Springer in GPPs. I don't necessarily know where his DFS ownership is going to land, but typically these kind of guys at $7,100 don't generate that much ownership, but you never know. The DFS community can really glom on to some people. By the way, I found Hayden Springer, a 7-1 bet out there for us at Bet365. We love that. There's a 3% raw edge on that mark. He finishes inside the top 10 about 23% of the time. That's not too shabby considering he's the 22nd ranked guy in our field. So we're getting a 7-1 number for him on a top 10, okay? It is not the worst number ever. In fact, I really fancy it. We're going to take a look at what he's been up to the last little while, and it's going to prove to you. Look at this. He's returned over about $200 in that top 10 market. It's been damn good from Springman, and it's been because of a 8th place finish at the Sandersons, and then I think he had 2 prior to that. So he's boom or bust. He is boom or bust. So that's fine. You know, we're getting 7-1. What is the implied probability of a 7-1 bet? It's 13% of the time. No, that's okay. He's doing a top 10 23% of the time. That's insane, you know? So the problem is he doesn't rank the best in the model, so that's dinging him some edges there. We're taking off some percentage points because he's 22nd. Ideally, we want to bet a guy top 10 if he is inside the top 10, but I want to go and take a quick look at the Springman because he's actually been very, very impressive the last little while. It's all over the place, but at times he gets it going. So let's go to, so we missed the last few cuts, had the 8th at the Sandersons, a 7th at the John Deere, and then a 10th at the Rocket Mortgage. So if he gets going, gets that putter rocking and rolling, every now and then it shows up. We haven't had it to start off with. Maybe he bounces back in Mexico. Maybe he doesn't. It's 7-1, friends. That's all we're betting on this guy. Not investing a lot. All you want to do is use enough money to get your 1 unit back with a 7-1 bet. So if you're betting to win $10, you only want to be really betting like $1.50 or so. So nothing too crazy. Just make sure that you're limiting your risk tolerance based off the percentage that the bet is telling you. You don't want to be going nuts, chasing down a massive odds and betting $100 if your unit is $100 kind of thing. You want to be betting to win $100 and betting $100 on an even money top 20 kind of thing, like a Glover top 20. You know, that's where you want to be spending. Keith Mitchell, Tom Hoagie, put your $100 on them, get your 130 back. That's kind of where you want to use your money in that way. You don't want to be using too much of your cash on bets that are a little more risky. You know, you just want to make sure that if that cashes, we get our full unit back. So a little bankroll management tip for you guys halfway through the show over here. We have one more golfer to chat about, and his name is Carson Young. I don't think I have him for a second over here either. We actually have 2 people to chat about. So let's do Carson Young, T20. I had Kenny in the chat beforehand, and I forgot to do all of this stuff. What is he? Plus 275. Ooh, baby. And I believe that's at BetMGM. So take a look at Carson Young over there. He's been very profitable in this top 20 market as well. It's been a little shaky the last little while, but my favorite part about his profile is he finished 9th here last year and finished 11th at the Black Desert Championship. So he's got a tinge of course history. We've got a nice calm course recently where he finished inside the top 20. And Carson Young, I believe, is rather putrid around the greens. Yes, he is. 75th in this field around the greens. So the easier the golf course, the less chipping you do, the less you have to worry about Carson Young's around the green play. He's one of the better ball strikers, top 20 in this field. So we like that a lot. Doesn't have tons of distance, but he's hyper accurate. At this golf course, it doesn't really matter. If you have distance, it might help a little bit, but everyone's going to be hitting fairways. Do your thing. He's a great iron player, top 20 in the field. We like that a lot about him. So Carson Young's our guy. You know, he's been playing some solid golf, particularly from far away, which this is a 74,050-yard golf course. So we've got a 27% implied odds. He finishes inside the top 20, roughly 25% of the time. He's sitting in our safety ranking of 19. So we got a 4% edge implied over here for Carson Young's plus 275 for a top 20. Let's go, baby. All right. So that concludes the betting part of the show. Now, those of you that are watching, feel free. throw in your questions. Let's deep dive some guys. We've got tons of time to get through all this stuff. So let's hide this banner. Bring in the questions. We're going to be talking about some stuff. And do me a favor, if you sent a question a long time ago, shoot it through again for me, because the chat's kind of been popping here while I've been just chatting away. So I don't want to be scrolling through too much stuff. So I'm going to kind of just go to so you guys love JJ Spawn? Yes, I love that. We want to rock and roll. Spoke to Anthony about Hayden Springer. I don't know. I'm going to take a quick peek, see where his ownership odds are. If there's even ownership out here. Tuesday nights are always rough. All right, there are. Where is he? $7,100. Hayden Springer's. They're projecting him at like 3%. So yes, but who's getting all the ownership? It's Carson Young is getting a lot of that. So we'll just do Carson Young top 20. We'll do that completely fine. Leave him alone in DFS. There's no need to take on all that liability. If he finishes top 20, we're still making money on him this week. Love Springer at 3% ownership. He might be our little darling, man. So let's go. The glove man, the glove of love. I love it. Let's go. This time of the year, yes, the blue collar bad boy. That's what he gets up to. Just cruising through, making some extra cash in these non-signature events. All right. By the way, those of you that do love best ball for NFL, there's best ball for PGA, friends. So public service announcement. I'm developing a tool right now for you guys so that you can use it to draft optimally for these drafts, because it's a 10 golfer draft with 6 contestants in the draft. So 60 total golfers are going to be drafted. People will just probably be looking to draft all 50 of the top 50 guys in the FedEx Cup, because they're going to be playing signature events, getting 4 guaranteed rounds. Another public service announcement: if you're playing in the signature events, those courses are difficult. If you go and take a look at the TPC AT&T Byron Nelson, guys are going 25 under par, 30 under par. There's no finishing positions in the underdog best ball streets. So it's all under par. It's all birdies or better. It's eagles, albatrosses, streaks, those kind of things. If your guy's not finishing inside the top 20, that's fine. As long as he's 1 or 2 shots behind the guys finishing 10th, you're not missing out on all those finishing position points. You're going to be making so many more points at crappier fields. So there's an edge to be had. You'd probably want to try and balance 5 or 6 good guys and then have 4 or 5 outside the top 50, inside the top 125, so that you can have them playing the easy courses, racking up birdies, and just trying to, I said in the Discord, it's a lot easier to find who's going to play the most than who's going to play the best. So just trying to find the guys that play the most. Tom Hoagie, Siwoo Kim, Corey Connors, they were all top 5 in DFS total points last year. Not points per event, total points. So they play a lot, and they played easy courses. So there's a method to this madness. We will be doing an underdog. I will have it ready for next week. So when we do the Bermuda, we can do an underdog strategy section afterwards, or maybe I'll do it on my channel on Back 9 Bets, the OG Back 9 Bets. Just type that in. It's that channel. We can do some nice underdog stuff, because we are sponsored by Underdog on this channel. Code Mayo. Get yourself that $1,000 deposit bonus, friends. I'm going to be driving to Nebraska this weekend to do a bunch of drafts. So that's why I'm going to get my shit together, and we're going to party, baby. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, getting back to your regular paid broadcasting. Yeah. All righty. So we've spoken about Springer. Let's chat about Toasty Stack Up. Went all right last time out. All right. Alejandro, he's the guy that kind of he pops. So we can pull him up, see what his situation is. He's 50th in upside, 50th in safety. He's actually been profitable in the top 5 and top 10 market, interestingly enough. Doesn't necessarily get himself into the top 20, but he's a top 5 guy. He's a top 20 dude. He's played nicely on the comp courses, Which comp courses are those? Let's take a look here. We're going to type in Toasty. And I'm going to figure out this back 9 bets thing here. Unfortunately, you guys can't see the top layer. Maybe I can make it bigger. There we go. Ooh, there we go. All right. So here's Toasty. And he's played quite nicely in 12 rounds on these comp courses. Never played at this golf course before. TPC Craig Ranch, he missed the cut, looks like. So that's not ideal. Black Desert, played 4 rounds there, gained half a stroke per round, and has played some solid golf at Vedanta. Sorry, that's only 6. So where on earth is this actually coming from? I have no idea what's going on there. Whatever. Toasty, we'll figure it out. So he finished 18th at the Olympics, solid stuff, and then 9th at the Shriners. So starting to find some form for Cardonal over there on Asgard. I hope things are well. What time of the year is it on Asgard right now? Is it fall? Is it spring, summer, winter? Let me know. You know, if I need to tell you to stay warm, I need to tell you to stay warm. By the way, Toasty, not the worst round 1 showdown option. He typically does his best damage in round 1, 52nd in this field, and he's pretty close to the back in round 2. So he's a volatile play, but I don't see him being very owned at all. In fact, I'm seeing a 9% ownership tag on this guy. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Keep an eye on the ownership. I'll update my model with that tomorrow for you guys, and we'll see. But he's more of a leverage guy. I wouldn't trust him at 9. If he's 9% after that kind of stuff, I don't know if I'd go to him in that department. Echeverria in a GPP. Abso-freaking-lutely. It's kind of interesting. Okay, it's always dark season. I love it. Okay, that is the one season. I love getting you some Asgard techs. All right, we're gonna go. Yes, you guys are bringing them in hot and heavy. Echeverria, baby. All right, Mike's asking us for some Matthew Neesmith, and we've got some Lashley love coming through too. All right, Echeverria, obviously coming up nicely in the safety rankings. And the thing is, he's not going to grade the best because he's been rather ass to start off the fall swing, apart from the win and the 11th place at the Black Desert Championship. So we've got 2 really good finishes. He won in the Zozo. It's been 2 weeks since. What is his price? 75. Looks like he's going to be 12% owned. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you there. He's a nice option. Who can we go to him as a pivot off of him? Is there anyone that we like more? Maybe Joe Highsmith. What's Joe Highsmith's $7,400? Joe Highsmith, what on earth are these ownership numbers? Saying Joe Highsmith's going to be 17% owned? What's he been up to? Oh, he's been playing some solid top 20 golf the last little while too. So, yeah, that's looking like he's going to be a very chalky option. We're going to have to find some names in this range, dear friends. Justin Lower might be an option, 7,500. His ownership, 8.5%. Now, remember, there's only 120 guys in that in this field, so ownership numbers are going to be a bit more condensed, you know, compared to the 165 that we have. Justin Lower, if you're looking to kind of ignore the last 3 rounds of tournaments of golf he's played, he was kind of showing up a bit more consistently towards the end of the season, played nicely at the Sandersons and 40net. It's been a bit rough since, but he's been playing a lot of golf. Maybe he gets himself a break after the Zozo and can replicate the top 23 that he had here last year. So Justin Lower is going to be an option. Potentially, his putting is pretty darn handy, 14th in the field, and another guy that his worst attribute is around the green play. So we got good ball striking relative to his rest of the skill sets, and then great putting. So that's the perfect remedy for this golf course. Pretty shit around the greens for someone that's in this price range. Everyone else around him, pretty handy around the greens in this range, surprisingly enough. So that's not going to help these people at all. So just putting that out there. All right, back to what you guys were asking over here. Let's find some Nate Lashley love. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Nate Lashley. Hasn't necessarily finished inside the top 5 all that much. Got a decent history, a decent comp course history. His biggest thing is actually strokes gained around the green. What do I have him ranked in the model right now? Yeah, I'm going to probably say no, because that's what his best trait is around the green play, apparently. And although he played nicely at the Zozo, that's a bit more of a difficult golf course where you do rely on chipping and putting, right? So we can take a look here and see where he gained most of his strokes at the Zozo. Who are we talking about here? Nasty Nate. And we're probably going to see some really green stuff over here down at the bottom. Yeah, look at this. So this is where he gets most of his damage done. The approach play, it's hit or miss, but a lot of the heavy lifting comes around the greens. So maybe he shows up with the putter, maybe he doesn't, but I wouldn't say his putter's a weapon. It's very sporadic. It can lose some, it can gain some. Overall, it's pretty poor, but the chipping has been really solid for him. The last 17 rounds, he's gaining over half a stroke over there. On approach, last 18, gaining 0.3. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm thrilled about Nasty Nate at this golf course, because, most of his success, in particular at the Zozo, was gaining 5 strokes around the green. So I'm not going to just say yes to everything, friend. I appreciate you guys requesting. If you want, you can argue back and tell me why you like him. Why would you like him? Well, maybe you can get some putting upside, maybe some volatility, but there's always a possibility that you're going to be getting one of those duds that he's had as well. Off the tee, there's nothing going on there. And then off, on approach, it's very sporadic as well. So I can't say I'm too thrilled about him. $7,400, Nate Lashley, 7%-ish owned, projected right now on Tuesday night. I don't know if that's where I want to find myself. He's more of as you can see, he's more of a bogey avoider. Plays on the tougher courses a bit better than he does on the easy. Doesn't make too many birdies and things like that. So where you got some really tough golf, the Shriners and the Zozo, those are two rather difficult venues when you can get away with playing some solid golf. And he hasn't. When last did this guy break 70? No, these are the pars of the courses. Holy cow. I just got really excited. I mean, like, look at this consistency. Still, not too many rounds in the 60s. He likes to do his work on those courses. So we're done with Nate Lashley. Not this week. Can we sniff some knee? Is he even in the field? Nee Smith, he is. All right, baby. Let's see. Oh, boy. The birdies as well. The last thing he did well was the 3M. I remember you in the DMs, Mike, telling me, let's go. I don't know. What is he ranked in the model? He's $6,900. He's also a bogey avoider versus a birdie maker. That's more of his pedigree there. Nothing to be really that thrilled about outside of the putting. 35th in the field. Decent-ish comp course history. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, his explosiveness, not necessarily what we're looking for here. Some solid iron player from the 200 to 150 range. Don't mind that. Typically struggles out of the rough, which I don't think you're going to find yourself doing at all. So maybe that's another reason to like him, because out of the rough play this week, it should be non-existent. These fairways, you're going to be hitting 90% of your fairways this week. So you got to make sure that you can do that. What's he doing on the par fives? It's tough stuff, So I don't know. Also, his name is Matt Neesmith, so I need to fix that to get that pulled in. But I don't know, buddy. What's the Smith man? The sniffer, the knee sniffer. 1.2% owned. So, if you want to take a gamble on him at $6,900 in a field like this, sure. You only need him in like 5% of your lineups. So if that's your thing, my brother, you do that. All right. But as you can see, I don't have him ranked below his DraftKings price. So we can maybe find, who can I send you to instead? We can send you to some Sam Ryder, some David Lipsky. We can go to Kevin Streelman. Kevin Streelman played quite nicely at the Black Desert, did he not? And what's Kevin Streelman's situation? Also, look at this. 87th around the greens. Disgusting. David Lipsky, Sam Ryder, 113th, 101st around the greens. We're looking for guys that can get it done on the ball striking front here. They're fantastic. So once that around the green stuff gets removed from their stat profile, we can see success. I've been saying this all show long. I do not want you guys to miss out on these opportunities. Sam Ryder finished 23rd. Finished 10th in 2023. Yeah. David Lipsky missed the cut. It is what it is. But he's been popping here and there. He's got some boom or bust potential at $6,800. So the Lipsky sniffer. I like him more than the Neesmither. So yeah, I mean, he's been making birdies in the last little while. That's good to see as well. I think Troy Merritt is also in this range. I think I saw someone asking, was Mike as well. I'll pull up Patton Kizzire here shortly, but we're going to go with Troy Merritt as well, who I like. It's been rough, but we like him at $6,500. We've missed 6 cuts in a row. Not good. It's 37th in par 5 scoring. Solid on the birdie front. The bogey avoidance has been a bit rough. Is it to do with his around the green play? No, it's not. He's actually a very good around the green player. Let's take a look at his more recent stuff. Maybe we're going to be, I think I even mentioned him on the Fantasy Golf Show, which I don't think I like. But at $6,500, he's going to be hardly owned. The lip sniffer. The lip sniffer. All right, so the last time he played well was at the Rocket Mortgage. It looks like he's got the yips again. The putter has completely left him since showing up to the Sandersons and the Wyndhams and the Procors. Like, we haven't hardly gained strokes putting in a long time. That's not ideal. The ball striking is also kind of departed. I would leave him alone until further notice. So no Troy Merritt. Patton Kizzire? I don't know, man. Let's take a look at the Kizzer, the right Kiz now. Not Kevin Kiz, the Patton Kiz. So the putting, hilarious how he just made 1 million putts when he freaking won at what? The 40 net? 1 million putts. Finished 11th, the Sandersons there. Finished 15th the last time he played here. He's also a round 3 guy. If he makes the weekend this weekend, he's a showdown for sure play. Absolutely. That's what you want to look for. Let's take a look at what he's been actually doing on the round-by-round basis over here. I think it's all been, it's all been putter. He's been putting really nicely. Well, that's when he won, putted quite nicely there. After the win, he's still been putting quite nicely. Just been struggling off the tee, which at this golf course, I don't think's that big of a deal. Isn't he? He's got a bit, he's pretty normal off distance there. So, I don't know. The Shriners was a weird week with the weather. So, maybe you can go back to him. But I think, if I remember correctly, he's pretty high owned. Patton Kizzire, where is he? 10%. So, not terrible. $7,600. That's kind of going to be your run-of-the-mill type stuff. Yeah, let's see. Is there an option around him that we like more? I don't mind Justin Lower around him. I don't mind Chandler Phillips around him either. I think Chandler Phillips also one of these guys, pretty good around the greens and a good putter. So that's good to see. If you're going to be putting a lot, you're going to be putting a lot. And he's a good iron player. I don't really care if you're bad off the tee. So you've got good irons and good putting for Chandler Phillips, somebody we're definitely going to be looking to go to. Want to be playing him for sure. Kizzire, not so much. And we've got Cardonal's parlay that's going to win us a 60,000 to 1 over there. So we'll get to that just shortly. So Troy Merritt stuff, not the best. Henrik Norlander, I absolutely love. I think he plays so well on past Palm courses. Norlander, great approach, average putter. That's fine. What's he been up to lately? Been pretty darn solid over, I think, in Europe as well. So we're actually going to pull up his European stuff. Norlander, if we take a look at what he's been up to, finished 8th at the Omega Masters in September, played some nice golf in the summertime when the weather's fine, played nicely at the Black Desert Championship. He doesn't have the distance, but he's a good putter, a good approach player. That's his jam. I think if we find let's find the Mexico Open, played nicely there. Putts nicely on these greens. Mexico Open right over here, played 13th in February this year. So Puerto Rico Open, went and finished 15th over there. So he is definitely someone I would consider. What is his ownership going to be? We can take a look here shortly. $7,300. He's highlighted yellow. We are definitely going to be playing him. We're going to be betting him to win round one as well. He's the second best round one golfer. And his ownership at $7,300 is a casual 10%, which, whatever. If you like a guy, go for it. Then you got to play him at least 20, 25% of your lineups to get that 2x over there. At $7,300, I think he provides you with some solid chances for sure. He's also one of these dudes, solid on approach, average putter, but we like him on pass palm in a big way. He's 24th ranked golfer for Data Golf. We have him ranked where? 31st. So we definitely see him as a better option, some value compared to his 40th ranking in DraftKings at $7,300. Love it. All right. Here's Cardonal's Hail Mary lotto ticket. So this is 60,000 to 1, not 60,000 plus. It's 60,000 to 1. And it's across all the different tours. And this is a tradition we do on Back Nine Bets now. So on the PGA, we got Harris English to finish top 5. We got Matty Schmidt to finish top 10. We got Henrik Norlander to finish T20. Love that. Particularly the Schmidt and Norlander stuff. Then we're going to go with Thorbjorn Olesen over in the DP World Tour side of things for a top 5. Matteo Manacero for a top 10. And then we're going to go with Grant Forrest for a top 20 over there. On the Seniors Tour, we're going to go with Jerry Kelly for a top 10. Then on the LPGA, we're going to go Brooke Henderson for a top 10 as well for $1 to turn you into a full salary of the year for $60,000. That's Cardonal's Hail Mary lotto ticket for you guys. We really appreciate that. All the way from the darkness in Asgard. So let's go, baby. All right. Are there any other games? We can kind of scroll through here as I go along and figure out where we want to go. I think Nick Hardy might be an option that I'm looking to go to. If he's, $7,300, he is 10% owned. Holy crap. One name that I don't mind is Chad Ramey as a contrarian pick. If you're looking for someone to just make a bunch of putts on a course like this, he's your guy. Model has frozen on me because, it's probably telling us, okay, end the stream, go bet Cardonal's Hail Mary parlay right now. So we're just probably going to end it here, friends. Don't forget, hit the like button out there, please. I really, really appreciate all of you guys for showing up. Let's get this out of the way. It's been fun. We've got 2 more tournaments going on for the rest of the year. Maybe we might have a new sponsor for the next 2 tournaments. Might have a fun little new situation to kind of get you guys on board with. Or not a new sponsor, another one. It's going to be the Bermuda next week. We hit Eric Van Rooyen here last year. So let's see what we can do. To rattle off some of our bets for the week, we have got Max Griesemann, 28 to 1 to win this tournament, 3 places each way at Bet365. Ben Griffin over at FanDuel with the without market. Did we even chat about Ben Griffin? I don't think we even did. We're in on him. Let's chat about this guy. Computer's still frozen. So it's going to be a full-on chat. The number was just a pure number grab. The outright market with everybody involved was 25 to 1 on Monday morning. Pop this in the Rotoballer Discord. Then the without market was the exact same odds. So take away Max Griesemann, take away Bo Hassler, take away 2 other dudes, you get the same odds. Maybe we hit Griesemann and Ben Griffin in the same week. We finish the second to these guys. That's an outright. Could hit 2 outrights in 1 week if old Benny G gets it together for us. So I love that bet. It's a nice one. Shout out to my guy Eli, who we are in a buddies group chat, and I kind of piggybacked off him there a little bit. He gave us the heads up. He's a book sweeper, baby. So he loves his stuff. Then to get out of here, Matty Schmidt, 30 to 1 over at Bet365. Got Rico Hoey, 45 to 1. I don't even know if we spoke about him. Look at us. We're all over the place. But Rico Hoey, 45 to 1. That's our guy. And then we've got a bunch of placement bets, which we've spoken about already. So we've got our 4 dudes. We're going to rock and roll with them. Let's have a great week. Hit that like button on the way out. I would Really appreciate that. Xander Lombard. I appreciate you, Mike. I appreciate you. Go to bed now. 1 o'clock in the morning. I appreciate you for staying up with us. It's always fun to have you in the house. All right. Xander, what do you mean? Where's he gone? Xander Lombard. I know we got Tristan and we got Aldrich. Xander has been, he's been struggling on the DP over there. Had a really solid, he had a great start to the year. Shit's gone south for him though, in a big way. Right after he went to the Dimension Data Pro-Am. What on earth? Look at this. Look at this start. Joburg Open, solid stuff. Investec, SA Open, Alfred Dunhill. Yeah, so dude, I wonder if he's injured, because this seems like he was probably playing with an injury of some sorts. But the distance is still there. But I mean, with driver, you can always get away with injuries. It just looks like stuff went south for him. I'll look into that a bit more. I don't know exactly where that would have gone to, but it seems like something when you just have an instant change in skill like this after playing this well for this long, something's up. And you know, you're not going to be losing this. I mean, look at this. It's WDing at this rate. You know, like drivers all over the place. I don't know. That's a great question. Hopefully Bob Barker decked him. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. We'll look into it. I'll send out the sources, see what they say back from South Africa. But yeah, look at that. He was all the way up to top 100 in the world and then just kind of has fallen out of there. So tough scenes. All right, folks. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for joining Back 9 Bets, episode 117, maxing out in Mexico. Let's do this thing. Let's have a great week. Smile, make someone else smile, give them a smile, make their day, make someone else's day, even if it's not a smile. You know, send a loved one a message. Let's make this world a better place. It's election night. Who the hell knows if this country is going to survive the next 4 years? Hopefully it does. Let's go. Peace. Happy days.